Imagine a peaceful and quiet nursery for mothers with new babies. Everyone is resting and happy, with excellent medical care and a regular feeding schedule. Suddenly, the door bursts open and the room is filled with many very tall alien creatures. They take the babies from their mothers and squeeze and rub the babies and disrupt all the peace and order in the nursery, including feeding schedules, and possibly they transmit infectious diseases from outside. Then they give the babies to the wrong mothers and leave. Imagine the crying babies and the hysterical mothers, and imagine if some of the babies died. That horror story happened recently in England, really. Hi, my name is Sandy McIntosh, and I want to talk to you about narcissism and religion.
Welcome to a podcast by opentheword.org, where we discuss a bit of Bible, a bit of life, and a bit of politics.
If you missed the news story, I left some details out. The nursery was a pig farrowing barn and the mothers were sows. The tall aliens were about 100 animal rights activists who invaded to cuddle and pet the piglets, to comfort them. And yes, some of the piglets died. So how did those people do such a terrible thing when they only wanted to do good? How did animal rights activists torment and kill animals when they thought they were protecting them? They practiced group narcissism. Group narcissism can happen in religion. Most of us are guilty. Anyone can fall into that trap, including Christians. Narcissism can infect groups of people, and that is where religion and narcissism come together like two sisters. Narcissism is a hot topic for discussion these days. There are many definitions, and mine is, we believe that we are important even though we did not earn that status. Narcissists are the it's all about me and the rules don't apply to me. The Greek legend of Narcissus is about a handsome young man who looked at his reflection in a pool of water and fell in love with himself. Narcissism grows when we isolate ourselves and think often and much about ourselves. We gaze at the handsome reflection in the pool. In time, we can develop an inflated opinion about us. And then we can expect the rest of the world to know that same truth. Or we can be offended because the world doesn't grasp that obvious truth and we can believe that they are inferior to us. Anyone can do that, and most of us have a personal phase of narcissism at some stage in life. Usually, reality has a harsh cure for our delusions, like maybe when we lose a job or someone dumps us. If life does not serve up a cure, a psychologist might help. But narcissism, self-focused pride, can also grow in a group, and it is like a disease among sincere believers, including animal rights activists, or members of a controlling cult, or any Christian congregation. When I was younger, my parents took us all to a large church. Looking back now, it was a good group, respected in the community. But my experience of the church grew different from most of the others from about the age of 18. For a time, the church had a large fleet of Sunday school buses to bring hundreds of children to Sunday school. I became a bus driver, and while everyone else was congregating, I was driving the gritty streets on my route. I still have a commercial driver's license. Narcissism does not grow easily on a bus. I'm not saying I am a better person, but I lacked opportunity. When a sense of moral superiority grew in that church, I mostly missed out. But I noticed the trend. And now I understand how animal lovers can hurt animals. It's as if we stand facing into a circle and only smile at each other. In time, that can distort our picture of reality and make us very proud. In my experiences as a Christian, that infection has damaged some very good churches. We all know how group narcissism can inspire violent terrorists and give power to controlling cults and make social activists into self-righteous snowflakes and take the power out of our churches. There is a simple inoculation to prevent this problem, or a cure, if the infection has already taken hold. Jesus told us, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And that's in John chapter 8 and verse 32. The truth is that Christians can only be good because they are forgiven. A Christian congregation is only a group of death row inmates who have been pardoned. We cannot stare at that reflection and fall in love with it. In the Bible, in Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 2, we have these words, "Let someone else praise you, and not your own mouth, an outsider, and not your own lips." And in 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, God tells us, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land." And in 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 6 and 7, "Humble yourselves therefore under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you."
Thanks again for joining us on our podcast. Please check out our website at opentheword.org. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to receive notifications about our latest production. As well, please take a moment to provide a rating or even a review. Thanks again for listening.